Alrighty, chat. How you doing? How you doing? We're here playing some Rust today on a wonderful server, Brit's PvE world. I'll put the IP in the description for you guys if you would like to try it out. But here's our stash right now. We're a little short on high quality and scrap because we've been selling it in order to get enough money to maintain our balance here. Be able to do helis. We can buy helis. We can buy Bradleys. We can buy raids. We can buy dungeons. Well, dungeons don't require money. They require duct tape here. Which it takes duct tape to buy a dungeon. Dungeons can be a little difficult. I tried to do a medium one by myself and died a couple times. The bosses, there's 2 bosses in it and they hit pretty hard. So I think you need more than 1 person for the dungeons. Right now we have 2 of the modded weapons that we're rocking. We have the boomstick, which shoots regular rockets. And we have the Huff and Puff, which shoots a ring of 20 high velocity rockets, which is insane. We have Cluster Crush here, which shoots frag grenades. And the Plague Piercer, which does 500% more damage to scientists. We also have Brit's Broken Pickaxe, which apparently is the best pickaxe in the game right now. So let's get on to show you guys what the best way here to make money. Well, one of the best passive ways to make money, shall I say. Obviously, is growing. What we're gonna do here is we have roses instead of orchids. You can get orchids or roses. We're gonna plant these and we're gonna go do some raids and stuff and show you guys that while they grow. Usually what I do here is I harvest this one and I clone this one. There's also, you guys are probably wondering, there's this bone knife here called the fertile bone. It takes bone fragments. I think it's 50 bone fragments a plant. At least that's what the info says. And you smack the crop plot with it and it grows every plant in the planter 1 stage. Which is pretty cool. I like doing Bradley, so I think that's what we're gonna do here. We do a medium Bradley. Here you guys that. So what we do here is we withdraw our RP because we're going to a different server egg. So we're going to type in hub. And it's going to teleport us to the main central hub here. And you see all the different eggs. But we're going to raid 3. You can go to any of them. We just use raid 3 all the time. So go Brad 3. Nice. Nobody's here. Some blackberries. So you have this little storage bag. And the storage bag, when you click on it, it keeps stuff after death. And it's also refrigerated. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna huff and puff this thing. And we may die. Oh, I should have bought the Bradley before I came in here. Why is it more? Don't know. I'm unaware, brother. Alright, sometimes people end up like on the other side of the map somehow. Oh, sugar. They're just leaving stuff, man. Yeah, that would be alright with just a huff and puff. We'll see. I'll go ahead and reload a rocket just in case, though. Oh boy. Alright, there's Bradley. He drove off. That's not a good sign. We gotta get him while he's stationary, I guess. Oh, here comes the smoke grenades. Oh, we missed. Probably gonna die at least once. Alright, there we go. That's why we use the huff and puff. Gotta wait on the fire. Fire, fire, for fire, for fire, fire. I forgot what the French toast does. This one was not that great, but we got boom in every box. Which is great. Make sure they're regular AKs. Okay, so now we just type in hub again. And we find our world. happens to be World 6. And every time you go through it spawns you at outpost. There's also a portal and outpost. So if the /hub ever goes down, you can /outpost and walk to the portal. And now that we're in our world, we're going to teleport home. Alrighty. I should have gambled 1,000 scrap. That'd have been cool. We have some custom armor in our backpack, but it's not the best. It's like vampiric, so it gives you health back on the damage you do. But it's not that strong against projectiles. So we don't use it. And you do some recycling. We got too much stuff right now. French toast in there. Need to eat one and figure out what it does. Or I could just look it up. We'll look it up. We'll show you guys how to look it up. That'd be fine. Put some of this stuff in the recycle bin. Alright, so another cool thing on this server is the airdrops, which we got. And let me show you real quick how this works. They just kind of poof. Boop. Alright. And we really didn't get anything we want. But we got high qual, and high qual is what sells for the most on the server. What I mean by that is, okay, so you take your scrap and your high qual, and you do /S, which brings up the shop. Here is where I bought the heli and the Bradley. And so we come over here to stock market, and then you click sell to server. And you can do right click to drag one, and it'll tell you about how much it's worth. And then you click sell. Each world or raid has a different value. So you want to go through each server, each egg, and figure out which one has the highest value. Sorry, my brain derped for a moment. Okay, what else can I show you guys? I can show you guys how to take a heli. Basically, maybe I want to show you guys how to take a heli. I'll just show you how to do it. So you're going to do tower /tower. And it's like 1 through 3, I believe. And tower 3 is where we're going. Okay, so there are these little pre-made fabs. They're glass windows everywhere. Looks great. Looks excellent. Whoever designed this did a wonderful job. And look at that. So basically what you do is you come here and you do /S, go to shop, buyable heli, and you pick one, purchase it, and you get a little supply drop like we did with the tank, and you're just gonna throw it, and instead of throwing it, it'll just spawn the heli in, and you just take it. And you're gonna die a couple times because the splash damage through this is not perfect. So if you're really close to the walls when they're shooting rockets, you're gonna die. But it's the best thing we got. So that's another way to get loot. And then for raids, let me get a little bit of money and I'll show you guys. Alright, so we're going back to the hub. We're going to pick a raid portal. And like I said, I typically always use raid 3. And the reason I use the same one every time is because I store my money at the raid. And each egg has a different currency. So, like I was saying earlier, so you go to different... Each egg has a different value for the high qual and the scrap for you to sell to. So each server has a different bank as well. So you have to withdraw your money, pull it into your inventory before you transfer. Otherwise, you won't have any. That makes sense. Probably. Looks like I still had 4K in here. I didn't really need to bring any money, but we did anyways. Alright, so we're going to type in /buy raid. And here are the events that you can buy. Easy is like a wooden base with shotgun traps. Medium's like stone base with shotgun traps. I have come across an auto turret one time on medium. Hard is auto turrets, shotgun traps, and electricity. Expert is all the above with bolty turrets. And hard and expert both have SAM turrets as well. We're going to do a medium just so I can show you guys real quick. Alright, so we're going to wait for a raid to spawn in. Medium raidable base spawned in. Okay, look at that. Now it's marked on our compass. Now we have a little bubble. And we got all our boom here in our backpack. I'm gonna pop a couple blackberries because each health is different on each server. It's because it makes a new character on for each egg. Sorry, not each server. I don't really know why I'm calling them eggs. I guess because there's like a dozen of them. But alright, so here's our bubble. As far as I know, nobody else can enter it. Okay, so first things first, you're going to have this little PvE box that pops up. And when you do, it's going to be higher than mine is. And it's in the way. So what you want to do is you want to click it. And you get these little arrows. And you click the arrows to move it in that direction. So I have mine moved down to the bottom over my XP bar. Okay, so first things first, the skill tree. There are skills and levels in this server. You do /ST, skill tree. It'll pop up. You have different tabs for different things. So you want to go through and read them for which ones you want to do. I'm still experimenting with mine. But the first thing to go through is rating. Excuse me, is rating. So 5 points, 5 points, 5, 5, 5, 1. That's my loadout currently. I don't know if it's the best, but it's what I do. And the main thing is you want this ultimate ability on this skill tree. And what that is it allows you to call in an MLRS strike. So, alright. And the reason we want that is what we get to do here is we get to pull out the binoculars that spawn in our hotbar. So you have to have an empty spot in your hotbar. Then you look and you hold E, and it allows us to raid this entire raid without using any boom. Ooh, this one had armor in it, so we might not have gotten through completely with the MLRS. But usually on a medium raid, it's one and done. I don't have any rockets in my inventory. That was a fail. That was anticlimactic. Alright, here we go. Oh, we got the double explosion too. Nice. Alright, then we're gonna do a little scout, make sure there's no more shotgun traps or electricity. Golden eggs, incendiary rounds. These are all things that break down good. AKs we don't really give a shit about, to be honest. Unless they were gold. If they were gold, we would. I actually kind of need that. Ooh, diesel. Oh, look, another boomstick. Where did I see? There we go. Omen rockets. There's some good stuff in here that breaks down, but we're just not grabbing it. Using spice and pineapple. Let's go in an ingredient bag when we get back. Now we grab components. And I don't really know if I give a fuck about the PC stuff. I don't really need it. But I'll show you guys what to do just in case. Oh, almost. There we go. Alright. Alright, 436 crew is pretty good. Alright, if you look down at the bottom, it says 0 completed, so we know we're done. So at this point, we can just go /hub. Go back to World 6. Go back to Home 1. And stash our loot. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, they're dungeons. I can show you guys dungeons. Let me show you dungeons. It's already a 24-minute video, though. But we got to unload. our inventory. Dungeons are the same way basically as raids. You have to go to a raid portal, and then once you go to the raid portal, there's a dungeon portal, and you go through that dungeon portal to buy a dungeon. And it's the same command as buy raid, but it's buy dungeon. And you use duct tape. That pretty much sums it up. Hopefully that was clear enough on the dungeon. And I'll show you guys how to make a posting real quick, because we're going to post this boomstick at the shop in the hub. Not quite sure how that happened, but whatever. Alright, 16 eggs. 610, right? Yeah. Let's just ask. Any new player want a double boom? Alright, chat. But let me show you how to make a listing real quick. So you do /s stop market. Give me a second. You type in the item you want. So let's do blueprint, because I have one already. So type in blueprint. Hit enter. Go to component. There we go. Sometimes the search button doesn't work. So you get basic blueprint fragment, or whatever the item is that you want to sell. And then you do sell offer. And then create sell offer. And it'll bring up another window. You drag the item in. And you put how much per item you want it to sell for. That's it. Yeah, looks like we got somebody that wants the double boom, so we'll take care of that off cam.